Hey guys, tonight we're looking at the Caline Headroom Distortion Pedal, and you can find it at calinemusic.com. You can also find them on Facebook at Caline Technology. So tonight we're going to look at this vintage distortion pedal, kind of like a rat pedal. I've never really had a rat pedal, so I'm kind of anxious to try this out. It's going to be a lot of fun. The controls are pretty straight up here. Let's quickly go over them. I'm going to bring everything off and then back to 12 o'clock here, so we'll get started. All right, so straightforward. You've got your volume right up there. You've got filter, which is sort of like a tone presence control, kind of the two of them together there. And then obviously the distortion. Now the distortion on a rat, kind of like a distortion sort of fuzz kind of thing. We're gonna play this through together, and hopefully you'll be able to hear the difference there. Again, I haven't really tried a rat too much, but it does sound driven to the point of fuzz. But again, we'll talk about that a little bit more. So the three-way toggle switch, very similar to what you would find in a lot of rat or rat clones. So you've got solo, turbo, and normal. Just a three-way switch there. Pretty easy to work those in. So let's start off with the clean tone. Let's hear this guy right now. Sorry. All right, so that's a clean tone. Now we're going to bring in the rat. Well, we'll bring in the headroom, sorry. All right, well, right off the bat, 12 o'clock, that's not bad. Let's give it a little more volume, though, okay? We'll crank it up a bit. Here we go. All right, so let's mess around with the distortion and the filter. Try to think of the filter, like I said, sort of like a presence slash tone kind of control here. So let's bring the distortion up. Nice and fuzzy. All right, let's keep going. Why not? So full on. So you can really hear the fuzziness coming through on that. That's pretty cool. So, you know, you want to try to get that kind of a punky sort of edge kind of sound there. Responding well to the 7th string too. All right, so let's bring that down a little bit. Well, we'll bring it back to 12 o'clock. Again, I like that, you know, it's sort of centered and you're not really having to change that. That's pretty good. I guess a pretty crisp sounding G. I like that. So let's bring it back 9 o'clock, sure. So not as thick there, right? You hear the difference there when I boost it up to 3 o'clock there. So pull it back to 9 o'clock. Still lots of presence there, right? Like still very well defined. I like that. Let's throw it on the front pickup and just kind of roll the volume down a little bit here. Nice, spanky. Almost sort of like an acoustic kind of sound to it. Let's try a couple of open chords. Yes, for those who haven't noticed, I do have a very fuzzy volume pot. Okay, but that's still pretty very acoustic-y sounding for drive. If we bring it all the way down, so we lose everything there. Okay, well that's no big deal, right? I mean, the drive interacts with the volume. That's what you want, right? Okay, so I'm having too much fun here. We'll put everything back at 12 o'clock. We'll leave the volume the way it is there because I like it. No other reason than I just like it. All right, so here we go. Sorry, bridge pickup. All right, so we've been playing with the solo mode. So let's take it down to turbo mode. All right, so definitely a little more reactive. Let's put it on normal. Well, here, let's do a compare. All right, so back on solo, turbo. So it starts to break up a little bit quicker in turbo, and then normal. So here we go. So we're getting kind of down and gritty a little bit. All right, so let's try a little bit more drive in the normal mode then. Let's see how fuzzy we can make it. Yeah. I'm not breaking my preamp with all this. It's nice and drivey, fuzzy. All right, that's pretty cool. So let's try the tone. Let's interact the tone with the distortion. Okay, so yeah, lots of punchy drive sounds coming out in the normal mode with the distortion up high. So that is with the filter at 3 o'clock. Let's bring the filter up a little bit. Let's bring it up to 12. All right, let's crank it. But you know what? That might work in a recording circumstance where you're kind of pulling the guitar back a little bit. Back to 12. So there we go. That's pretty, that's a lot of fun. So bring that down to 9. So definitely a lot punchier bottom end there. All right, so I didn't do much on turbo here. We'll just quickly go over it. Try the distortion back. All right, so I think that is just about it. That's the Caline headroom, overdrive, distortion, rat clone pedal, whatever you want to call it. I think it's a lot of fun. And what I was really impressed with, like straight out of the box, a good tone, and had a lot of fun with it. You can get a nice, sort of like a hard rock kind of tone, and then you can get downright fuzzy if you wanted to do sort of like a punk rock kind of sound out of there. So you're going to get a whole bunch of different overdrive tones coming out of this pedal. You're probably going to want to leave it right at a default setting at 12 o'clock. I don't know. I really enjoyed it there. So that's the headroom. You can find it at, you can find them at calinemusic.com. You can also find them on Facebook at Caline Technology. And as always, you can post questions to me, and I'll be glad to answer them. All right, so that's it. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon.